Good afternoon. I'm making my discussion post on the Methodist denomination. I'm a Baptist, so the Methodists are closely related to us. And there's several Methodist churches in my area, and I've never been to one. But it was neat researching the Methodist denomination and understanding their role in American history. So the Methodist denomination sprang out of the 18th century Great Awakening. The movement was led by figures like John Wesley and George Whitefield that emphasized personal conversion, heartfelt piety, and direct relationship with God. So Methodist denomination is going to play a large role in the spread on the frontier. Methodism became a large Protestant denomination in the United States during the 19th century. It decentralized structures and inherited preachers made it well suited for expansion in the western frontier. So basically, the decentralized structures allowed the denomination to spread as America spread on the frontier. A centralized religion would not have been able to spread like that. And the Methodist Church was also heavily involved in social movements, the first being the anti-slavery. Lots of Methodist ministers and churches played a big role in the Underground Railroad and other anti-slavery abolitionist movements. They were also involved in other movements in the 19th century, such as women's suffrage, temperance, and labor rights. Another way they played a major role in United States history is through education. So Methodist churches played a key role in establishing many educational institutions in the United States, particularly Christian-based colleges. Influential universities and colleges such as Emory University and Boston University have Methodist roots. And these institutions have contributed significantly to intellectual and cultural development of the nation, not just religiously, but in science and other cultural developments. They also played a major role in the civil rights movements of the 1950s and 1960s. Many Methodist clergy and congregations were actively involved in advocating for racial equality and justice. Prominent leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr., who actually was a Baptist minister, but he was heavily influenced by Methodist teachings on social justice, and from several different Methodist ministers, played a big role. So, essentially, in most of our major social movements in United States history, starting with the Great Awakening, and then going to abolitionism and women's suffrage, the temperance movements, the labor movements of the late 1800s, the rise of Christian education, and then later on the civil rights movements, the Methodists played a major role in those, as lots of other denominations did. But the Methodist Church has a great history of supporting social movements in the United States, and being a spark plug for those social movements. Hopefully you enjoyed this discussion post. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you.